Yes, we are live, my man. We are live in the smoky section with my man Sleek, aka Boi NY. My man,
What's
thank you
up?
again for coming and joining. Um, yeah, dude, real quick before as we start, dude, just go ahead and give people like your rough bio, and then we'll just jump straight in, dude.
All right, bet. Your boy Sleek, Boy NY Madness. I'm from New Haven, Connecticut. Very small town in Connecticut, but we're predominantly known for Yale. Yale is in New Haven, man. One of the most prestigious colleges in the world, but around Yale is the hood. So
Yeah,
that's why a lot of college kids they go like to a certain point and then they turn their ass back around because you know what I'm saying, it gets crazy where I'm from.
yeah, you gotta stay on this side of the tracks, pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Um, Came up in Crump, started Crump when I was like 14. As I was entering my freshman year of high school, saw the movie Rise and fell in love with it ever since. Went to my first Crump event when I was 15, which was Bug City 3. And that was where I met the rest of the East Coast, the Guttas, the Wonder Breads, the Trucks, when he was Knockout Kid, Raid, so many others, man. And we came up together and really pushed and built the coast, you know what I'm saying, as a unit. You know what I'm saying? We all became like a family from that point. And then from there, I became a producer, went to school for producing, went to Full Sail University, started engineering, started working in a studio called Plush Recording Studios. Plush is the best. Plush is the best.
Yay.
Grammy Award winning motherfucking studio right there.
Hey, okay.
Yeah, man. And yeah, that's pretty much my life. Still producing and engineering music till this day. Doing a couple things that is coming out in the future. Can't talk about it yet because it's top secret, but I'm hyped.
Yeah, dude. Matter of fact, on even just on the musical note, dude, like when I first came in, because I haven't been, I mean, well, how old are you?
I'm 27.
So yeah, we're about the same age, dude. So I'm 28. I first saw Crump in like 2008. So we were like freshmen, maybe sophomores in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I saw Rise for the first time. I was like, whoa. But dude, I was living in North Carolina at that time. So me coming out here, I didn't really start crump. I mean, I knew about crump, but I didn't start crumping until 2016.
Oh,
So
shoot.
very late bloomer when it came to finally dancing,
Yeah, you came after, I would say, after all the BS happened.
Yeah, I
And
always heard about the
everything was
split.
clearing out.
I
Huh?
always heard about the split. I was
Yeah,
like,
the
what?
split
What
after
split?
SK Impact and that drama, and then everybody didn't like each other, and then everybody became cool again.
Yeah, I realized that stepping in, I was like, you guys are really like not cool. Like this is like really crazy. Like I got onto the Crumpers page and I was like, this is really weird. Like I did not expect this whole
That's why I
community.
try to tell people all the time: if you're a new person in Crump, do not get on that page because you're going to be sucked into people's personal drama that they let out in Crump for no absolute reason at all.
Yeah, the Oxnard movement, I've forbade them from being on the Crumpers page. So I was like, if you're not on there now, I forbid you from being on there.
Exactly.
Just like
Because it's bad. It corrupts, you know what I'm saying, kind of your vision and your view on the way Crump is portrayed, especially coming in, you know what I'm saying? Because this dance is used to heal, it's used for people to, express themselves in the most vulnerable way. So now you kind of see people's personal problems and you're like, dang, why do I even want to Crump anymore if this is the movement, if nobody's really encouraging each other? It's so discouraging to people, man, and this stuff needs to stop. Stop putting your personal shit in the page. That's why I'm not in the page.
yeah, dude.
People bringing up people baby mama drama. It's like all this stuff that has nothing to do with Crump in the Crumpers group.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah. And so even so for you when I'm seeing some of your posts, dude, like there was one post that I saw that I was like, yo, it was shit, hold on, I wrote it down. It says everybody wins when the team works together, bro. And when I read that, I was like, that is fucking profound. It's not only profound, but it's very needed to hear sometimes because it's like, in the community, not only in dance, but just our normal community, I feel like there's a lot of a lot of one on, like one off, like it's me versus everybody else, instead
Yep.
of just be like we versus everything else type of feel, you
Exactly.
know what I'm saying?
Because you know what I realized? It's like I compare crump lifestyle and then the music lifestyles to the same thing. People think that a song, you know what I'm saying, is the artist by themselves. No. One song, a hit song, is the artist, the engineer, the producer, the songwriter, you know, the people that set up the artist in the session, you know what I'm saying, the A&R team, the people marketing,
Yeah.
their label mates, you know what I'm saying? That's all that goes into a hit record. So in order to be cohesive for the growth of the people have to learn to sacrifice their ego, you know, in order to really step into a place where people are building community, you know what I'm saying? Because that's so important, especially within this culture. You know, a lot of people want the me, look at me, the attention, all these things, and not understanding that in order to be great, you also have to play your part. In order to be a leader, you have to be a great follower, and so on and so forth. You know, people don't even understand the concept of hard work and persistence in order to achieve that level. You know what I'm saying? Muhammad Ali wasn't always Muhammad Ali. He had to work. He
Yeah.
came into boxing, you know what I'm saying, sparring with great athletes, and then somebody noticed him and said, hey, why don't you fight? He took his time. It's about persistence. And that's the thing that people don't even understand. It's a community effort. It takes a village to raise a child, man. It really, really
Yes.
does. It really,
Yes.
really does.
Dude, and some of you now that I've realized, like especially now as we get older, it's like you're saying, like you dancing since you were like 15, like you know what I mean? And it's like, dude, some of us actually grew up in these communities. Like these were the people we hung out, you know, let's just say Cali sessions, right? We have DC Mondays, we had Beast Camp Tuesdays, we had 818 Wednesdays, there was a
Yeah.
session Thursdays, Oxnard on Fridays. So I'm spending maybe 5 days out the week with these people for 2 to 3
Right.
hours. I am growing up with you.
Right.
You know, and some of us go to school together. That's 8 hours that I'm spending with you. Now I've spent 11 hours out the day with your ass. Like, no wonder some of y'all are beefing the way y'all beef, bro. It's like,
Right.
whoa, oh, okay, like, okay. Y'all really done been around each other way too fucking long, dude.
Way too long. But
That's
at
why you
the
have to talk to each other this way. You know what I'm saying? Or act this way with each other. Like, you know.
But even then, people have to understand that you're always being watched. You know what I'm saying? And you have an example to set, especially for new people coming into the community, because you don't want to push them away, like we've been doing to people for so many years. That's why a lot of the OGs, you know what I'm saying, they're starting to come around crump again now because it's a healthier environment. But before these past years, when everybody was bickering and beefing, ain't nobody want to be around. Even women, you barely saw women in crump. That
Mm-hmm.
wasn't a thing for years. For
Mm-hmm.
years, because every time they come into crump, it'd be people getting, you know, personally attacked. People want to get with women when it's supposed to be a healthy environment for people to just dance. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that's why I try to stay away from it all now. And then even with, you know what I'm saying, my fam and my community and the people on the East Coast, it's just I encourage them to focus on the dance, man, focus on the nurture, because that's the only way the new generation can grow. That's the only way the community can grow.
Man, damn. Yeah, because especially, I mean, it makes me, it it kind of makes me wonder what life would have been for me, bro, if I would have been able to ever come across some of y'all out there. Like, if the Facebook community and just like, I mean, we were on MySpace in 2008. Like, you know what I mean?
Right, facts.
If there was more of a stronger community of like
Yeah,
actual networking, like, yo, we are in Virginia, you know, this date, like plan your shit, like
right.
everybody be there because this is what's happening. Like, I just wonder like what it would have been like even me, dude, like if I would have been able to get in with y'all earlier out there on the East Coast, because I literally came to Cali so I could dance. Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you would have saw the entire other side of crump, which is why I don't know, for us on the East Coast, like it's a lot different. I will say we're like, I feel like Cali is kind of the same way. Like Y'all have y'all issues, we got our issues.
Mm-hmm.
I know with us, like we're like a huge family, man. Like everybody talks to everybody. Like it's not a thing where, you know what I'm saying, Truck could pick up the phone and call Rex. I could pick up the phone and call Spartan. Spartan could pick up the phone and call Gutted. Like everybody is cool with everybody. You know what I'm saying? We all kind of got past that stage, and now it's really just building the environment. I feel like the South is kind of the same way now too. Like everybody's kind of pushing. I don't know what goes on in the West. You know what I'm saying? But from what I see, a lot of people argue all the time. I just hope, you know, everybody looks at the bigger picture at the end of the day, you know.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I feel like with Cali, especially Cali in general for the West, we're just such a big state. There's so many people.
Yeah, and then you guys have like sections because you gotta have like North Cal, then it's like you guys, then it's like Oceanside, then it's like LA and everything around LA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, and even NorCal, you would think they would be closer to like, you know, how the Northwest be moving, but
Right,
they're
right.
not. They're super Cali, but then they do not fuck with SoCal like that. Like, I mean, this is just dancers in general. Like the people in general is not fucking with the SoCal heads. And then you have people like me, we're not considered SoCal, but then we're not NorCal. We're like Central Coast.
Right.
So it's like,
Like,
man.
how do we put all this together? Like, how?
Yeah,
How?
and you have the Hollywood vibe. You have that Bay Head vibe. You
Yeah.
have the SD heads, like, you know. So everyone already kind of has their own weird thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I think we'll definitely take a lot longer just because our state is so fucking big,
Big, yeah.
like
You guys are huge.
mass wise. Yeah, man, no, but one thing that I definitely wanted to pick your brain on because this project, the music capsule, the you said that you had a tracks one coming out soon,
Yep,
dude,
yep,
and so
yep.
you're talking about putting out quality music. What inspired you, like, besides obviously wanting to put out good music? What got you
The
inspired to start
biggest
this
thing for
project?
me was I feel like crump music is oversaturated, man. Like number one, like there's so much crump music that it's hard to consume. Like it's hard to like process it because it's like there's an album, there's an album, there's an album, there's an album. Why? You know why? Why isn't music consumable? Because there's so much of it to the point where people are getting tired of crump music. You know what I'm saying? They get annoyed with it. That's why I see a lot of people now dancing to different stuff, you know, or they'll dance to probably only new stuff or exclusive stuff that hasn't come out yet because it's too much. It's too much. And then for me, it's like, okay, if I'm going to release crump music, I'm not gonna put out 25 or 20 track album that's just overwhelming to the listener. You have to
Yeah.
be able to digest it as a person, and then the music has to be applicable for you as a dancer. So you're not okay, I like this track, I like that track, this track doesn't hit. No, let me make sure every track is danceable and has replay value if I'm going to put something out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like club music is so saturated to the point where we don't even care about quality anymore. We're just going to give you a bunch of stuff and go here. You know, there it is. But that's what makes crump music not hit as much as it used to. If you pay attention to crump music back in the day, one song will last you 3-4 months,
Yeah.
possibly 5 months. You know, like some music lasts a lifetime. Now it's tracks come, boom, the week is over. Okay, yeah, we danced to this. All right, now it's time to let's look for something else. Did anybody put out anything else? All right, guess we got to dance to it again. I'm tired of this now, but they look for something else. It's not digestible. You have to be able to digest the music, and that's with any great musician. You know what I'm saying? The more music they put out, the more the consumer doesn't even want it. It just becomes ridiculous at that point, or you get tired of it as a listener. Even the way your ear is set up, if you listen to something over and over and over and over again, your ear is going to be tired of it.
Yeah.
That's just the natural way, you know what I'm saying, your eardrum is, you know, like, and to the point where like subconsciously and psychologically your body will feel tired. Like it's insane. It's really, really crazy. It's really, but that's like the technicality of it. But yeah, man, for me, with tracks, I want to give something that was digestible. It was easy for everybody to understand as a listener, and it has replay value. So it's applicable to the battle, the session, and the lab, which is the most important parts of growth in Crump, you know?
Mhm.
So I wanted to give people an EP, something small every single month. And then to me, I wanted to make it free for everybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna ask, you know, the Crump World, hey, if you can promote this project, I will literally give the Crump World tracks free for everybody every month. I will not have people pay
Already first.
for right.
Oh man, yeah, because dude, you're absolutely right, bro. And I I don't know. I'm a dancer, right? I do choreography. I could set up a routine. I know how that goes. Now, when it's always came to music, that's harder for me, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like there's BPMs and certain this that need to match with this, that needs to flow into this, and like there's certain sound right here, and you're going to get it out. But I just don't know how they do it. I don't understand how y'all do it. So for me, there's a respect there. But
Yeah.
as a dancer, there's albums that are coming out with 20 songs, and it's like I don't even know where to start. It's like Netflix.
Right, right. You're like, how do I even choose? Okay, I gotta go through all of them then. Boop.
Yeah, because if I paid $15 for it, I'm about to listen to every fucking track on this bitch.
Right.
So, but then there's those, and I always tell people, I always tell my homies, look for the albums. I got 5 songs, 4 songs, and they're probably like maybe $8. Dude, they're fucking bangers, bro.
Right.
Bangers.
Right. Like Damo put out and I thought this was genius. I texted him. I was like, you put out an EP, it was like 7 tracks and they all hit.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to oversaturate the game. The quality is going to give everybody like, I want to dance to this over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Make it feelable, like, to the dancer, like make people enjoy it, make it a moment for people rather than like, okay, like this music is here today and gone tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're tired. That's why every time Concrete drops a track, we're all like, wait, can we get it, please?
Please.
Because he's not oversaturating the music, Crump music. He's
Yeah.
like, he makes it enjoy. He's like, if I'm gonna put out a track, it's going to be something that everybody can get off to. No
Yeah.
matter what type of environment the track is in, it'll be enjoyable for everybody. So what I did was I listened. I learned the way I learn music is literally just by listening to what the music is saying. You know what I'm saying? And that's very important as like an instrumentalist. Like it's deeper than like, to me, a melody. Okay, this melody is this. I feel like music can talk to you without saying something. So you have to figure out what the music is saying in that moment to create the environment that it can settle in or be understood, you know?
Mm. Now, also as a fellow creative, right? Like we bring something into existence, like you know what I mean. And
Right.
I even write, like you know, like I write poetry, and like I kind of dabbled into like rapping when I was younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But with like I felt like there was so many books, right, that I could have written. But like there's the old saying that you don't finish a book, you abandon it. Like
Right.
have you ever felt like that with music? Like it's like you just don't know how to end it, so you just end it right there.
And that's how it was crazy is that's how I felt with Crump versus everybody too. Um,
Ooh,
I felt like I was at a point where it was just like I don't need to say anything else. You know, there was nothing else for me to say. So why do I need to make another album? And I talked to Ches about this, and he was just like, sometimes you just have to take a break. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, like when I create Crump music, like I have to make it from a real place. Like I
mm,
can't just make something you know what I'm saying, just to make it, because I feel like it has to have a purpose. That's what I mean by like the music has to be understood in the environment, like all that.
Yeah.
So like even with Wildin' Niggas, when I made the Wildin' Niggas remix, Chaz called me. He was just like, "Yeah, man, I need you to flip this." He didn't even know that I was mad at Crump. Like I was pissed off. Like I was mad at the way Crump was portraying itself in 2020, because it was such a healing time for everybody that I needed people to understand that it's okay to mourn, you know what I'm saying? And it's okay to share with each other these vulnerable experiences, because everybody's hurting. So when I started making the track, I was letting that vulnerability out in myself to even make it. That's why, because I was like, okay, if we're gonna be wilding, which is the most vulnerable part of Crump, which is the liveness is the most vulnerable part. Period. Yeah. So if we're gonna be wilding forever, we have to be able to be transparent and vulnerable forever. Boom. How do I make a melody that makes me want to push myself? You know, that makes other people say, dang, I'm inspired just by listening to this. Like, it's not even, while the niggas remix, it's not even a crazy crumpable track. It's an expression track. It's not even okay, like I'm about to use this to battle. Like, nope, this track is used for healing and for you to understand yourself in meditation.
Yeah. Yeah, because dude, like when that 2020 and hearing that song was like it just made me feel like when like you're at a funeral or something, like, and it all goes back to somebody's house, and then like everybody's inside, like all the normal people are inside chilling, and then you got the people who are mad, crying, fucking all faced in the garage, like we're in, like that's us right now. We're in the garage, and this is getting ugly. Like this is about to get real ugly.
Really, yep.
Because you need it, and maybe cousin over here needs to cry a little bit, bro, and just kind of yell at everybody. All right, go ahead, dog. Like, that's just one of those moments where you sit there like, all right, like, and you just let them do what they got to do. And that song was one of the ones. Crumb vs. Everybody too was definitely one of those. That's gonna be one of the ones that go for a long time, bro. A long time.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And that's the music. You know what I'm saying? It has to be purposeful for me. So it's the same thing with the new track series. Like, I want people to be able to enjoy something at least for a month, 2 month periods of time, where they're really investing in training and pushing themselves in all aspects of Crump through the music. Like, okay, I could turn this track on when I'm working out. I could turn this track on when I'm in a lab. I could play this track when I'm at a session and I want to battle, and so on and so forth. I want to make the tracks situational, for every type of environment. And that's actually something I learned from Concrete and how he makes music. It's just crazy.
Oh, man. Dude, so learning, I mean, you've been learning from greats, bro, which is crazy, because even just hearing like the names that you were saying earlier about like coming up with, Rex, Knockout Kid. I remember when he was Knockout Kid. And even just all the East Coast heads, Wonder Bread, all of them, like, what I mean? Like, how do you feel that it is not only like impacted you coming up with these heads? Because I feel like you, you, Spears, I mean, Domo, probably some of the best Crump producers in the world, bro. I put you guys against anybody in the world. So how do you feel how do you feel looking back now from that 15-year-old kid who was trying to just do it to now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does that feel looking backwards?
It's crazy. I reflected a couple months ago just on everything in its entirety, and it just feels like it gave me purpose. Like, I was able to learn about myself. I was able to push myself. I was able to think outside of myself, which is super, super important. Like, and think about how my life and my legacy will be, you know what I'm saying, not only something that, you know what I'm saying, I resonate with, but somebody else who isn't me. You know, it makes you be considerate of people and what they're going through and how everything translates to one another, especially within community. It also, the journey made me think about just how many different aspects of people's lives you impact as you come up, you know, and how many aspects of your life you have to change in order to be the person that you are in your position today. You
Oof.
know, that's the biggest thing for me. Is it was always, for me, it was always about self growth, and I think that that's crazy. I think I got that mindset from my grandmother in the first place because she's such a oriented person. So I feel like I kind of adapted that like subconsciously and tried to live my life kind of just like hers. You know, it's crazy, but that's really what it was for me.
Man, shout out Grandma Sleep, bruh. Come
Right, the goat. She's
come
really the
on
goat.
now. She, man, dude, and this, bro, it's so mind blowing to hear these stories because this is really the first time. I mean, we've been able to connect over Facebook and being here and there and all and everything else, but to really be able to chop it up with you for the first time here, man, and hear some of these stories is super crazy, bro.
Man.
And it's very inspiring. And oh, and one thing too I wanted to talk about was you winning the Mortal Kombat All Styles tournament because I know that happened
Yeah.
like in June, right?
Hmm.
All right, yeah, and that's a tournament out. It was in Connecticut.
Yeah, it was in CT. Shout out to Slender Wolf, the person who's the event thrower. They're actually bringing me back. There will be another Choose Your Character tournament in October. I believe it's the Halloween weekend, so October 28th. That was fun. That was like my first time coming back to dance in years. You know, I haven't danced really. I just been on the music side, so for me to enter an All Styles tournament and win was like, I don't know how we got here, but I did it. I don't know. It was fun, man. Like I told everybody at the tournament, I was there to just express. You know, I didn't really care about winning. Like it's not a thing to me. Um, and my thing was I want to be able to teach my community, you know, a bunch of different things, which is why I even came back to the community in the first place because I saw a lot going on that wasn't okay, and I was like, okay, let me take a trip back home because my people need me,
Mm.
and I wanted to be there to just guide people through anything that they were going through at that time. You know what I'm saying? That trip wasn't just because I missed home. That trip was to see my people. Matrix, Proof, Capone, Engine, which is Baby Av now,
Mm.
Pro, which is I think he's Twin Capone now, Dubs, who is healthy now. Shout out to Dubs, man. I love you, bro.
Yeah,
And
shout out Dubs, man. Been out here fighting hard, dude.
and is now healthy and back on his feet
That's
and
fucking
you know
go.
what I'm saying? It's a miracle. It's a miracle that that man, you know what I'm saying, pushed past that and to be there in that time while everybody needed that healing was just the most important thing for me, man. It was bigger than just okay, I'm about to enter a tournament. I wanted to go spend time and nurture, you know what I'm saying, my people that I feel like was missed. And then to see Mark was the most random, unexpected thing ever. That trip, he literally popped up. We went to Rhode Island. He popped up in Rhode Island, spent time with him and Truck, and we all just caught up like we haven't missed a beat. It was an amazing trip overall, man. I really love those people. Look at Vaughn. Vaughn.
Let's go, Vaughn. Shout out Mad Ribs. Big
Mhm.
Vaughn. My man, my man. Yeah, dude. Like, and hearing you now, let me get you how you feel about the word expression because you've said it a few times, like describing a few different things. So it's like, obviously, something about expression and just expressing yourself is important to you. You know what I mean? So does that word mean to you exactly?
I think as an artist, you know, like as we're all artists, we all want to understand the concept of what the word art means, you know, like, and I didn't really understand art until like I learned, you know, that art is, you know, vulnerability. And I think talking to one of my mentors, he told me that, hey man, it's never really about the idea or the fame or the money when you walk into what you want to walk into, you know. It's really just that same driven desire to have somebody connect with you is what drives you, you know, as an artist. So I think the term expression for me, that comes from to be able to be vulnerable, completely vulnerable, and have another human connect with you. I think it's the same way, you know what I'm saying? When we create something, we're not satisfied until somebody says, hey, like this really impacted me a certain way, or this really changed my life or changed my mindset. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the most important part about being an artist. You know, it's being able to give somebody an opinion. That's what makes good art. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes great art. And people, that alone made me understand, like, okay, this is what it means to be an artist or express yourself in its entirety.
The ability to give people an opinion is wow. That is definitely a new one, bro. I even wrote down the timestamp for that one because I got to go back and listen to that. That's wow.
Man,
Wow.
man. Whether it's good or bad too, you know what I'm saying? That's art. Instead of, if you can make somebody have a conversation about something that you created, they felt it, or they wanted to understand it, or they're trying to question themselves in their head to try to understand it.
Dude, even with dancing, making clothes, whatever, podcasts, like, it's like, bro, I make them, I do it, and you're either going to enjoy it or you're going to dislike it. But I'm going to have your attention for the 45 minutes,
Right,
2 seconds,
exactly.
whatever I got
Mm-hmm.
it for.
And as long as you take something away as an artist, you're satisfied. If somebody takes something away from what you did that day, whether it may be one person, two people, three people, 1,000 people, as long as somebody is impacted, you're okay. You're like, okay, I did my job as an artist, because that is what you are creating to do, to make that impact or that impression on another human being.
And it shifts too, bro. I've
Yep.
noticed that, like, even with Crump, when everyone was doing dude, I can't remember who posted the fucking video, dude, but it was the Spartan hat catch on the neck shit.
That was me.
It was like, that was a whole trend for a minute, dude. Was it you? Oh shit, you posted it. Dude, I was like, dude, that was a whole trend. Like, I will not forget that shit. Like,
everybody was doing that shit. Bro.
The clothing, there's clothing, the fucking Band-Aid shit,
Right. Everybody wanted to be from Nelly and the Saint Lunatics because of Bad Guys. And it's just like, why?
Yeah, man. So it's like, as a creator too, I really do feel that, bro. It's like, if I can connect with somebody, that's all I need. Just that one little second with you, bro. If you feel it, great. If not, okay. Like,
right.
But it'll always shift. It'll be over here. Like now, especially because of the internet, like I don't have to worry about my next door neighbor liking my stuff. Right. Somebody in China might like it, or somebody in Canada might like it.
Exactly.
Just worry about where it's at, not where you want it, not where you want it to be, but just worry about where it's at, dude. Just worry about where they're feeling you. That's it.
Exactly. And then once you pick on that, you're now able to understand how you affect people as a creative, and now you're able to build on that idea. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way that the baby ran with a rap style and then pushed it, the same rap style for how many songs this man put out since it came out, right? And it doesn't change, but it hits. You know what I'm saying? The same way Doja Cat put out what she make the Move video
Oh,
when she
yeah.
was right. It was comedy, but it made people have an opinion to go, wait, let me see what her real music sounds like. Click, 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 search, 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 search. Oh snap, she's actually pretty dope. I'm in. I'm tapped in. The same way J. Cole is the most conscious rapper, you know what I'm saying, that put out an album this year besides probably Nas. And his first major song was what was it? Workout? Not workout. The what the song when he had the band in it? I can't remember what it was. I know Workout was the one with Miguel.
No, that was that work out for me.
Yeah,
Yeah, that shit. That
but
was
it's
a banger.
but he said the singles only to look to sell these niggas the book that hopefully that somebody will read into. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oof.
it's that impact or that impression that's gonna make people dig a little deeper. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, and there's I mean, especially because of like SoundCloud and all the different music platforms, like there's been so many little features or people who do a cover and they just that one little post, that one song, next thing somebody looks into them, they share their shit on a podcast or they share their shit on a, hip hop fucking whatever, news outlet on Twitter and it gets a couple million retweets and next thing you
Yep.
know they're popping and they're going off, like, you know what I mean? And it's insane, dude. It's
Yep.
now one thing I have been always wanting to ask somebody who produces music, right? Is this one's off, but it's still kind of because the way that you guys have to operate your music is you have to connect with people. The beat has to connect. The way that it's not only with the audience, but also with whatever artist is on top of it. Like, you know what I mean? Whether they're a rapper or a vocalist, whatever.
Yeah.
When you watch somebody go fucking bonkers to one of your tracks, like what does that do for you? Like the first time you saw it, like what did that do for you internally? Like, you know what I'm saying?
The first person I watched dance to my track "Crazy" was a session, and this was like a crazy moment for me. Was Miho, Slayer, Dread, Pico, and Foolish. This was like when I first started making crumb tracks. Dread like brought the track to the session, and like they just went crazy. And that feeling for me was like everything in the world because it let me know, you know what I'm saying, that you're doing something right. Like something you made from your mind is now giving people the opportunity to clear out whatever they have going on in their life and and even have a moment with just themselves, you know. And that's kind of what a musician kind of does it for. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to have people digest something or or you know what I'm saying, even separate from their lives just even if for like 2 minutes or 3 minutes. And then you kind of get lost in that feeling as a creative and you're like, okay, I have to do it again and I have to do it again and I have to do it again. And for me, that's kind of just, to me, it's the best feeling in the world. It's the best feeling in the world that somebody can meditate or create a safe space for themselves with the music.
Mm, dude, because that zone is where I've been trying to. That's where I've been trying to dance at. Where it's kind of, it's like, because Winston. Okay, so let's take Winston for example, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
Winston, his came up. Shout out my dude, fucking Twin Quinga. But he's came up.
Shazam, was he Twin Shazam?
Yeah, Twin Shazam, my man. Funny games, let's go, dog. But my man, dude, I remember when he first started, he came in as like Kid Shakes or something like that, dude,
Yeah.
and he would hit me up and I would like we would chat and shit, dude. And when I finally danced to one of his songs, it made me wonder, like, damn, he's really good at this. what does he think about? Like, what is he? Because there's so much creativity going on, not only dance wise, but music wise. So it's like, where are y'all at? Like, how does it feel when y'all see somebody dance? So it's like, recently, I've really been trying to be in that zone of like showing the respect to the song. Like we were
Thank you.
saying earlier, like when sometimes like when I'm flipping through tracks, people be like, oh, like I was telling the boys, one night about the difference between battle and session tracks. So I was flipping through some of these tracks and they're like, oh, are these all like battle tracks? I was like, nah, but I just can't play it for 6 hours.
Right.
Like I need to play the song for like 6 hours straight, dude. So because the song is making me feel and I need to tap in with what they were tapping in with. Like
Right.
not only the session that's happening here, this lab we got, dude, like this artist was labbing in front of his fucking computer, in front of his
Yes.
instruments.
That is how Concrete, Spartan, Morph, Big Rules. That is how we all make tracks. While we're making the tracks, we're figuring out which pockets as a dancer you can hit or tap into. You know what I'm saying? What mentalities you can tap into. You know what I'm saying? That's why people's tracks sound so different. Like Wild Niggas doesn't sound like Buck 50, you know what I'm saying, which doesn't sound like, you know, War Cry by Damo. Like it's all different feelings that we're all, you know what I'm saying, going into in that moment. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you're thinking about that, you're ahead because now you're going into the mind of the producer and what it takes to really curate, okay, this atmosphere. What's gonna make a person snap into this mentality, you know?
Yeah, man. Because there's a, and like I said earlier too, is like I don't know about making music. Like listening to it, I can tell like, oh, here comes this beat drop right here, boom, there it is. Like, and especially if I listen to an artist enough, it's like once their shit plays, it's like, oh, that's more. It's like, oh, that's like, oh, that's fucking Greed, or oh, that's this person or that person. Like even with rap, like certain people have that distinct sound and
Sound,
you
right.
just know, like you already know where their brain is at when they're making this song, and that's why they are your favorite artist. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like the mind connection is something that we're sharing over the music. You know what I mean? So recently I've really trying to be in that pocket of what were they doing? What were they doing when they were making this song? Like how high were they? Were they chilling with the homies, or were they on like, or were they sad, or like what was going
Yep.
on? What's moving this? What's moving this along right here? So
Mm-hmm.
that's tight. That's tight to hear, man. Um,
Yes, sir.
into the future, bro. What's something that you, if you were king of the world? I always ask people this, like if you were king of the world moving forward, what's one thing that you would like to see happen with your kingdom? What's one thing that you would like to like hope inspire to start moving? You know?
Um, the biggest thing for me is tapping into the psychology of human beings. You know what I'm saying? I feel like mental health and your mental is so important because it controls every aspect of what you're doing in your reality. You know, so paying attention to the way people think, their habits, their thinking patterns, like all this stuff is what is applicable to your life and the decisions that you make. So, me as a king, wellness and mental therapy would be the most important thing for everybody, you
Mm,
know, because in order to function day to day, you have to be able to be aware of your mindset and the way you think every day in order for society to be its best self. There we go. Can you hear me?
yeah. We had to freeze up there for a second.
Oh, there we go. In order for society to be its best self, it first has to pay attention to the way it thinks. You know what I'm saying? So That's why I always tell people that therapy is super beyond important. Meditation is just as important as taking care of your body physically, you know,
Yeah.
because that's where it starts. Your brain kind of gives everything its purpose and its function. You know what I'm saying? You manifest the things that you want by your thoughts first. You know, you first have to think it in order to be able to act it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Damn. Like meditations, bro, like became a really big part of like daily routine and like
yeah,
trying to be like, just overall present in the moment. I feel
yeah,
like daily is an easy daily meditation. Like taking 5 minutes to just be present where you're at or with whatever you're doing. You know what I mean? And I've always compared it to like,
okay.
oh, you got me?
There we go. I don't know why it keeps cutting out.
It's probably yeah, just probably whack ass signals or something, dude.
Yeah, it's
Um,
like,
but meditations though for sure I've always described as just like putting gas in the car. You know what
right,
I mean? Like you can fuel the car, that's one thing, you know what I mean? But then the driver is driving the car. Are you fueling him or her? Like,
right.
like are you maintaining the thing actually moving this vessel? Like that's a whole like we got to make sure that we're good here, dude. You know what I mean? And that's
Exactly.
that's dope to hear that that's something that that you really like take into consideration because
Oh,
I feel like
100%,
it's
man.
always lost amongst a lot of people.
Heck yeah. Especially in our movement, which is filled with broken people coming in to find and heal themselves in the movement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That is 9 times out of 10 what people come into Crump for because we all feel it's the safest place. You know,
yeah.
like we feel like this is the place where we can express ourselves and be who we're supposed to be. You know, so in order for the world to get to the same, what I'm saying, mentality, we all have to go through that process of healing our mental, of understanding ourselves, of tapping into our soul divine within meditation, really being able to sit with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? That's the most important thing, man. The most important thing in order for everything to be aligned and manifested around it. 100%.
Wow, my boy. Listen, dude, I want to say thank you again for coming on the show. Do you want
No
to,
problem.
dude? Listen, we got to do this again.
Please.
Hopefully, dude, soon. Hopefully, I pray to God it'll be in person because I could either fly out there or do something, dude. I just want COVID to fucking be over with already.
Who you
Uh,
telling, man? Who you telling? Especially with all this delta, gamma, alpha, beta. It's too much. It's
we're
too
getting
much.
Greek on it now, dude. I'm done.
Right. Right. Like, come on, man. Like, what is like? How many more strains or variants we about to have? Like, please, just y'all should have known better. Like, we should have handled this so much better. But that's an entirely different topic. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you're doing, man. What you're doing is super insightful to the crump world and the world in general. And people need to take heed to the lessons and information that they can get from this. You know what I'm saying? It could be super impactful and super purposeful for people's lives. And what you're doing is going to, I promise you, going to change somebody incredibly, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man, because the current world needs this. People need this in general. Like they really, really do.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate. Yeah, I really appreciate that to the max, and I'm very thankful to be able to have somebody like you, dude. I look up to everything that you do as far as not only as a dancer, but the role you play in the community, and then the quality of music that you put out
Humble, bro.
is
Thank you.
it's astounding, dude. And more people need to hear about your story, dude. And I'm glad that we're able to at least get part one in today. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, bro.
Um,
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
So, all you wild animals watching the smoking section, this is going to go up YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and then the podcast will drop Friday. So, you guys look out for that. Music Capsule Project also on Bandcamp with my dude Sleek. Check that the fuck out so we can get some free music. Yeah, because everyone loves free.
Yes.
Um, dude,
Exactly. So come check it out. I'm about to put up a promo on FCD Crump probably in a couple days, and yeah, we going up. Crump World, I'm coming back, and I'm coming with a lot better tracks.
Let's go, dude. Thank you, Sleek, man. We out of here. Everybody, stay buck, stay golden. Till next time.